I swear, Serebii takes forever and a half to load these days. Well, should be expected because it happens every time a new game comes out. The site is virtually unreachable for a few days. Oh god, an executor. Not exactly someone my Venusaur wants to meet early in the morning, so I'm just going to bring out Articuno, who will be able to take care of it. And you probably noticed I switched to Venusaur as my lead because the wild Pokemon were really starting to hammer my Articuno's PP. Just like that, no more Ice Beam PP, even though, you know, I used Peck for the Zubats and Machops. Well, they still took their toll on the Ice Beam PP, and so I decided to go to Venusaur instead, since aside from Articuno, it's the one that can take care of the wild Pokemon the best in this dungeon. Oh god, a Cloyster, I'm gonna have to switch out again. So, yeah, as I was saying, it's always like that. No matter whether it's a major release or a spin-off, Serebii, it's really hard to go read something on Serebii whenever a new game comes out. Probably because, well, it's arguably the #1 source of information about Pokemon on the internet, so that much should be expected, and I can't really expect him to buy a ton of new servers just for those occurrences when a new game comes out, because the rest of the time, Serebii's perfect in terms of load times. So as I said, I go and check the Poke Earth between each part to make sure I do the right things, instead of getting lost all over the place, and I noticed that I was talking earlier about okay, this boulder here, I'm going to go straight past it, and I'm going to head to the area where Moltres is, which is in this direction. Now, as I said before, I am not going to catch Moltres on this run through Victory Road, but in that area there's a trainer, and there's also an item that I want to pick up, so I'm gonna do that, and Moltres is just gonna have to wait until I get to Indigo Plateau. So as I was about to say, I checked the Poke Earth, and according to it, the wild Pokemon's levels are significantly higher in not just yellow, but Fire Red and Leaf Green as well. Now remember, Fire Red and Leaf Green, okay, is there anything in that indentation there? Nope, nothing. Always gotta check those indentations. They can often contain some good items. Yeah, if you can get through here, you can go meet the legendary bird Moltres. Yeah, I know. The Elite Four? The Elite Four is not that way. That way is for Moltres, and just south of me there's also a shortcut to get back to the entrance, but the Elite Four is not that way. Maybe some misinformation to throw you off and have you doing laps all over Victory Road? Well, I wouldn't put it past Game Freak. But yeah, they increased the wild Pokemon's levels in Fire Red and Leaf Green, and remember, it was supposed to be an accurate depiction of Red and Blue, but with 3rd gen graphics and sound. And it was such a perfect depiction, in fact, aside from all the new moves and games mechanics and such, that they prevented you from evolving stuff like Golbat or Seadra just because they weren't in the Kanto Dex. And that pissed off a lot of people, I think, not to have usable versions of those two guys before having access to the National Pokédex. So they wanted it to be an accurate depiction of Red and Blue, and they still really cranked up the levels. That because they obviously realized that they fucked up. I don't know what they were aiming for in Red and Blue. Maybe they wanted to prevent grinding, but they prevented it so much as far as Victory Road is concerned that the Pokemon Mansion in Cinnabar is a better place to grind instead of Victory Road. I can beat you when it comes to knowledge about Pokemon. Gee, aren't we a little pretentious? Don't you know who you're dealing with? Okay, I got it. Name all 493 Pokemon in National Dex order. Charmander? Wrong answer! Okay, I'll stop. Now, I've had a few messages from people who told me that they used to struggle somewhat with this game, especially at the end, but that with the they applied the strategies that I was using as far as leveling up certain Pokemon go, using stronger Pokemon too, not just your favorites, and also leveling up just what you're going to need for the Elite Four. That is very important, because the thing is, right now I'm in Victory Road, and my team, if the trend continues, I'm going to start facing the Elite Four with a team in the mid-50s. Now, that's without grinding at all, but imagine if I had raised like 8 or 10 Pokemon, and rather weak ones to boot. Like, I was so impressed by Butterfree's early power, and I decided to keep it with me all the way till the end. Okay, I gotta be careful with that puzzle. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, I've got it. And now I can move on to the next part of Victory Road. I'm just going to pick that item up that we just saw before that. But yeah, those people said that using the strategies I'm using for raising my Pokemon, they actually had a much easier time with the game. No more room for items! Not again! Well, thankfully, there's not that much longer left to Victory Road, and here I think we're going to have one more occurrence of the, you know, you enter a tile and there's a wild Pokemon, and immediately after, there's a trainer that jumps you. So yeah, gonna have to do some more big time item adjustments once I get to Victory Road, which is never funny because, and just like that, there's that trainer who assaults me. But yeah, it's long and tedious, you know, managing items, and I really can't wait until the Crystal LP happens, because I won't have that problem as much anymore. Well, of course, there is still the problem of limited room, but at least the TMs and key items will go in different pockets, which is good. And of course, Palkia brand bags are better, but I can't really blame them for trying different recipes until coming to the conclusion that the Palkia brand bags really are better than anything else. And another reason why I'm looking forward to that Crystal LP is that, look at the sprites. I can't take too much more of this crap. I've endured that for 86 video. There are, I don't know how many left, like 10, 15 maybe, but my patience is really starting to run out. Oh, Chansey. Its face reminds me of the Teletubbies, and that is not good. I don't know why I'm thinking of the Teletubbies. Drugs are bad, okay? Not that I'm taking any, but I was talking about the remainder of this LP. I think I've mentioned it before. I had the intention of showing off my Mewtwo against the Elite Four for a second round, even though there is no second round in Red, Blue, and Yellow. There's only one in Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Platinum. But I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do instead is, well, it's a surprise. It's gonna be at the very end of the LP, and it's gonna replace that second run of the Elite Four. I think you are going to like it, actually. It's probably something you've seen. It might be something you've never seen before as well, but I can tell that either way, you're going to like it. Okay, another gingerbread Machop for the road, because they really do look like gingerbread cookies. And then it's time for, you guessed it, another break!